Alright, so we back up. Sorry for the delay. I hope I made it part 2. If not, I apologize. Let me go on and shut it down. I already ended it. I don't know what's going on here. Alright. It's a rough night, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's the Wi-Fi.
You are the first participant
Okay, cool.
on.
So the lines are up, and we're going to be able to get started. In a second, we're going to break down this folk tale. So the lines are open. I'll turn it on. So when you call in, all you got to do is let me know you up. So I went through some of the news, and I'm sorry for those that was tuning in. You missed the news. All right. Kwanzaa, we're going to be doing Kwanzaa on Friday. It's going to be over at Eldon Ward YMCA. 5 to 9. All right. I did a freestyle Friday, but what I want to talk about right now is I spoke with y'all about a dial on my last show. Right? You know, Brother Hatim, why you talking about dials? There's a dial called Kylie. The dial may be recording what children say in privacy and groups. And just so happened, look what I have here. Right? My mom went out and bought 2 of them. So I got 2 agents in my house, right? Recording everything that's going on around, right? Look at that. Look, she's so harmless, right? But I'm not going to break her or nothing. I'm not going to interrogate her and see what she's telling the NSA about my household. You know what I'm saying? She could wink and all that, She could talk. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't turn her on. But I just wanted to show y'all. Now, the reason that my mom got it, because my mom didn't read the article, they were selling them for $11. You can link this up to about, you know what I'm saying? It was, so they made it so that everybody wanted to get one because it's the latest thing out. It kind of looked along the lines of the American Dial, even though it's not the same quality. But it has the one up part that you can link it in to your smartphone or to your tablet, if it's either iOS or Android. And they only ask you for simple information. They got a term contract that you got to sign in order to get it, and they ask you a whole bunch of private questions, and it records things that your children say, like your children could ask it about a secret, and it learns to recognize your daughter's voice, and they're coming out with a model for boys real soon. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be watching this type of stuff because this is the technology that they're gonna be bringing into the house to haunt us. Maybe on the next show I do an interview with her, right? Have her tell us a story or something. Almost, it would be creepy if I wasn't into this type of stuff. All right, so now let's get to the story. I'm going to make it quick. All right, the lark and her young ones. A lark had made her nest in the early spring on a young green wheat. The brood had almost grown to their full strength and attained the use of their wings and the full plumage of their feathers, when an owner of the field, looking over his ripe crop, said, "The time has come when I must ask all neighbors to help me with my harvest." One of the young larks heard his speech and related it to his mother, inquiring of her to what place they should move her for safety. "There's no occasion to move yet, my son," she replied. "The man who only sends to his friends to help him with his harvest is not really in earnest." The owner of the field came again a few days later and saw that the wheat shedding the grain from excess of ripeness, he said, I will come myself tomorrow with my laborers and with as many reapers as I can hire, and I will get in the harvest. The lark, on hearing these words, said to her brood, it is time now to be off, my little ones, for the man is in earnest this time. He no longer trusts his friends, but will reap the field himself. Self-help is the best help. All right. Girls and came down here and drunk up all of my ambrosia. I'm going to pour some more. All right. So now we're about to go and talk about, we're going to talk about this folk tale today, right? Y'all ready? Mm-hmm. Class is in session. All right, now, the moral of the story is self-help is the best help. And the lesson comes through a lark who overhears a man's discussion with himself, right? The lark is listening in. And when the lark heard that the man was going to go get his friends to help him with the wheat, her young children wasn't aware, but the mother lark had been around. Now, first off, y'all see that? Y'all see that? This is what I put up with, right? I'm trying to do my show. Oh, man. All right. So, the lark, the mother lark, who is a single mother, is dealing with this brood. And this brood is on this man's land. And she has her babies, and they grow up to full growth in this wheat field. And when the wheat is looking right, the farmer comes out and says, time has come when I must ask all my neighbors to help me with my harvest. Right? Now, the lark, hearing this, knew for a fact that she didn't have to worry. She didn't have to rush off. She didn't have to move. Because the man was still talking about his friends, and you know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask my friends to help me. Right? Now, what this folktale is teaching us is that as long as we are relying on outside resources, right? As long as we're relying on outside stuff to make things happen, it won't happen, right? So the younger bird, hearing this, asks his mother and says, well, where should we move to? She says, he's not in earnest, right? He's not really feeling it right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just a thought right now. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to move right now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us, when it comes to us living our lives, when it comes to us pursuing the career we want, when it comes to us changing habits, when it comes to us changing careers, when it comes to us starting those businesses, when it comes to us making those important changes in life, when it comes to us as a community, to making the changes that are necessary. As long as we are talking about, I'm going to wait for the police, I'm going to wait for this time of year, I'm going to wait for my friend's approval. You know what I'm saying? As long as we are saying things like this farmer, the time has come when I must ask all my neighbors to help me with my harvest. As long as my harvest is sitting out there, because all of us have a harvest in some form or fashion sitting out there waiting for us. Every last one of us, right? There's a harvest out there waiting. And as long as we are calling on our neighbors, as long as we are waiting on our neighbors, right, we are always going to come up short. We are always not going to be able or be willing to do the job, as long as we're talking about pulling on those things outside of ourselves, right? So one of the young Larks heard his speech and related to his mother, inquiring of her what place they should move for safety. "There is no occasion to move yet, my son," she replied. "The man who only sends to his friends to help him with his harvest is not really in earnest." So when I'm just sending for my friends, I'm not ready to do the work. As long as I'm sending and calling for the help, I'm not really going for, please. So the signal drop on only sends to his friend, not really in earnest. I'm gonna write a book, and this, I could really deal with this one, right? I sat on Players Pyramid for almost 7 to 9 years because I was waiting for. I sent for other people to proofread it for me. I sent for other people to read it for me. I sent for other people to type it for me, right? And Players Pyramid never was never in process of being completed until I stopped calling on other people and started typing it myself. The Gye-Nyame Journey workbook. As long as I was waiting for people to help him with his harvest. All right, I want to send shout. Gave me a shout out on the video. But the issue for us. Oh, my fault. My Aunt Georgia said happy birthday, Sasha Mosh. Your cousin Alicia, your sister Yolanda, and Mr. Trailer said happy birthday, Miss Mosh. I ain't say come down here. I just said they said happy birthday. So going back upstairs. Alright. So as long as you're waiting for somebody else, you're never going to get it done. You're never going to get it accomplished. So the key piece in this is for you, the message from the Lark to you, or the message that the Lark is teaching us, as long as you're waiting for others, you're never going to get it done. Pick up the pen, start writing. Pick up your finger, start typing on a keyboard. Get the work done. Stop waiting for your friends. Stop waiting for all these things outside yourself to help you. Because really what you're doing is you're putting off your responsibility. As a matter of fact, today's principle is self-determination. And it's about you being determined as an individual to get things done. Right? Not waiting for the outside resources. You're harnessing all of the resources in you. This is one of the pieces that we constantly teach about the Nguzo Saba and Gye-Nyame Journey. It's not about you. It's not about everything around you. It's more about you. So when we're talking about collective work and responsibility, and we're talking about cooperative economics, we're talking about harnessing all the resources within ourselves first before we start pulling on external resources. Because this is what starts to happen. When you stop asking for your friends to help you and you start working, some of your friends, some of your true friends will see you working and start pitching in. That's how it goes. As long as you're waiting for other people, as long as you are stalled, as long as your motion forward is stalled because you're waiting for everybody else to catch up, right? You're never going to get it done, right? Some doors are just made for the individual. You know what I'm saying? Some passes, some journeys are just for you, right? And when you start, you set the example for everybody else to get moving. So if you're working on your dream and not waiting for other folks, not waiting for your friends to endorse your dream or to even give you the accolades, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when we start pursuing this journey, it could be lonely sometimes. It could be lonely for years, right? So, you have to go and push through. Now, what happened later on was that the farmer came back The owner of the field came again a few days later and saw that the wheat shedding, the grain from excess of ripeness. He said, I will come myself tomorrow with my laborers and as many reapers as I can hire, and will get in the harvest. So now, when the lady Lark heard the man say, I will come, and I will come myself tomorrow with my laborers. So now his laborers, he's not only coming himself, he's taking a sacrifice from himself. He's paying now. He's going to bring his own laborers, and he's going to hire reapers to come out with him. And as he starts to work, and he starts paying these individuals, right? Because a lot of times this is what's crazy, right? We want our friends to help us with stuff, but they might not have the skills that's necessary. Sometimes we're going to have to go into our pocket and make those sacrifices so that we can really get done what we need to get done, right? Sometimes in your circle, you don't have the people with the skills that can help you accomplish what it is that you want, right? And the key lesson that comes out of this, and I'm going to end this because my signal keeps dropping, and I don't know how many times it's going to pop up on my timeline, right? That the best help is self-help, right? All the time, right? As you're not serious until you're willing to do what you need, what you need to be done, and stop waiting. Start getting busy, right? And sometimes be willing to come out your own pockets to make things happen. Bring your own laborers. Hire your own reapers to come out and help you, right? To accomplish your goals, accomplish your dreams, right? Because it's hard work fulfilling ourselves, right? This man had a feel that if he didn't get out there and get it, if he just waited for his friends, the whole field would go bad. And that's how a lot of our lives are. We got fields. The Creator has planted a field for us. The Creator has planted a field for us. And because we're waiting around, we'll never ever be able to fulfill our promise. We'll never ever be able to get our harvest because we're waiting. Be dependent on yourself. When you start working, your community and your tribe is going to work with you. Those that really belong to it. All right, this is Brother Hatim saying thank you for your time. And with that, I'm out.